Well, I'm here with William Hague, Shadow Foreign Secretary. And William, thanks for finding the time for us. This is obviously a very grave situation with the taking of the British naval personnel by Iran. What do you think Iran is trying to achieve by this?
Well, there are many theories about this. I don't think any of us can be certain about this. It can be retaliation for the arrest of Iranian agents in Iraq a few weeks ago. They could be trying to show that they are determined to defend what they think are their territorial waters, although it seems very, very clear in this case that these personnel were operating in Iraqi waters. Mm-hmm. They could have been sending out a signal ahead of the UN Security Council resolution on Saturday, but I don't think it helps them to do that. I think this kind of incident, and certainly any mistreatment of these personnel, damages Iran in world opinion and doesn't help their case at all, and I hope that message is getting through to them.
What do you think of the way the British government has responded to the situation so far? Would you have done anything differently to this point?
No, I think broadly they've been doing the right things. We don't know, of course, everything that they've been doing, but it's important that the response is firm but calm. And that has been the tenor of the government's response. I don't think it would help the personnel involved to be escalating the situation at this point when we still don't really know what Iranian intentions are. So I back the government's position on this so far.
Would there be a point where military action would be appropriate to recover the hostages?
Well, I hope not. I very much hope not. I mean, I haven't ruled out, most of us haven't ruled out, the government haven't ruled out military action in regard to Iran on some huge issues of the nuclear program and so on. But I don't think it helps us to get into hypothetical situations here and to start talking about these things. Of course, journalists and commentators are free to talk about these things, but I don't think the politicians of the country should be saying, well, if you don't do this, we will start talking about that, because I don't think that is consistent with the diplomatic approach which the government have rightly taken.
And is there any particular reason why you think Iran has acted against the Royal Navy now? Do they see Britain as a weak nation at the moment, withdrawing from Basra, having these protracted negotiations over their nuclear program? Do they think that we're a nation that won't defend our interests, won't defend our military personnel?
Well, I hope they don't think that. We have a long record, of course, in defending our interests and our personnel. And so they should remember that. But no, I think it is more likely to be the result of the arrest of their own agents in Iraq, or what's been happening in the Security Council recently. As I say, we don't really know. And it's quite possible, of course, that many of the Iranian leaders themselves don't know. This is a country with a very strange power structure from our perspective, in which the government is not necessarily in control. And the Iranian ambassador in London, when he gives apparently unhelpful responses to our Foreign Office, does not necessarily know any more than they know. And so it's quite hard on that basis to divine their motives. But what I hope is the message that will come in a united way from everyone in British politics is that we are resolved together to demand the return of these personnel, the safe return of these personnel, and that it will be doing Iran no good whatsoever in world opinion if they carry on in this way.
A final question, William. On the wider Iranian nuclear program, do you think so far the international community's response to what I think you said just a few days ago might only be a year away, Iran having a nuclear weapon, is adequate and urgent enough?
I don't think it is. I think more can be done. It's right that the UN Security Council has passed additional sanctions. Those must be rigorously enforced now. And it's right that Britain, America, France have worked to keep the permanent members of the Security Council, indeed the whole Security Council, together. However, that doesn't stop European countries joining the United States in going further than the UN measures and denying Iranian banks access to our financial system, stopping investment in their oil and gas fields. I think we really do need to step up the peaceful pressure on Iran, entirely separately from this incident about our 15 personnel. And this is a separate issue from that. But on the nuclear issue, we need to step up European efforts to work with the United States on this, because this is the one thing that has made the Iranians feel the pinch. And we have to do more of that to avoid the terrible prospect of nuclear proliferation in the Middle East, which we are now faced with.
Okay, William, thanks very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.